Yeah, I hope that you hearing me. This is the future, all about cybersecurity. Talking about the hackers, I'm just trying to warn you. From the one and only legend, the cyber informer. Hey, yeah, this is the cyber reformer. This is the cyber reformer. Let's go.
It's time for the Cybersecurity Business Connect and Protect Central Coast Q&A video. I am Michael Trimblett, the Cyber Informer at cyber_informer on Twitter. Today, I present the final video in the Cybersecurity Business Connect and Protect initiative, the Perfectly Secure Small Medium Business Part 2. This video will build on the last video without doing a full recap. We will look at prioritizing the major categories and briefly describe why we put them in this order. Let's go. A brief recap, this is the Essential 8. If you don't know what this is by now, you haven't been watching the video series. The Essential 8 is Multifactor Authentication, regular backups, patch operating systems, patch applications, configure Microsoft Office macro settings, restrict administrative privileges, user application hardening, and application control. As we progress this video, we'll talk about the different technologies and how they fit into the Essential 8 framework. The idea of this video is to use the following recommendations as a checklist for you and your business. Priority 1. Multi-factor authentication. Enable multi-factor authentication on as many applications and web services as you can. Lock down your favorite social media accounts and any other high-value accounts that hackers may want to access, such as your bank or other credit services. A strong password and multi-factor authentication will increase your security online immediately with little more than some of your time and effort. Multi-factor authentication is free and will increase your security online immediately. Just do it. Priority 2. Configure Microsoft Office macro settings. I've put Microsoft Office macro settings in at number 2 because it is another free, simple, and instantly effective solution to increase your security posture. This assumes you can turn off macros. If you need macros in your organization, macro security is hard and possibly costly to implement and maintain, as macros need to be securely managed. But for the 95% of you, turn off macros and olay. Priority 3. User application hardening. Hardening your web browser is another free and easy method to increase your security and privacy online. Remove Adobe Flash and Java from computers where not required. Java may be required, but it still should not be enabled in your browser. The good thing is, most modern web browsers do not support Flash or Java anymore, which is a positive step forward. Don't forget, you can also enable super duper secure mode if you're using Microsoft Edge. Priority 4. Use an ad blocker. Ads have been known to deliver malware to your computer, so you should install an ad blocker in your browser. My favorite is uBlock Origin. Priority 5. Regular backups. A very important, if not one of the most important technologies to implement is a bulletproof backup system. It ranks as number 5 as we start to get into the paid solutions that, when implemented, will mean that you can recover from a catastrophic failure of hardware or even worse, a hacking or ransomware attack. I can't stress it hard enough. Backups may be the difference between recovering your business or closing its doors should a major event occur. Priority 6. Stop incoming and outgoing spam. From now on, we're likely going to be talking about paid solutions, and how much you will pay will scale with the size of your organization. Spam is a big issue for email, both personally and professionally. Implementing a spam detection system and the appropriate SPF, DKIM, and DMARC records is essential to stopping it. Priority 7. Patch operating systems. Patching operating systems is key to keeping the hackers out. If you listen to the podcast, you'll know that in the 2021 calendar year, Microsoft patched 958 vulnerabilities. 102 of these were critical and 24 were known to be exploited. These vulnerabilities are what hackers live for. Could a vulnerability in your computer system lead to a full compromise of your network? The answer is yes. This is why it is extremely important. It can be free to do, but your managed services provider will have the ability to manage these updates for you. It's worth looking into. Priority 8. Patch applications. Keeping on the theme of prevention is better than a cure. Implementing a patching regime for applications where we don't just concentrate on Windows, macOS, and your internet-connected devices. This can be harder to manage because many applications don't have an automated update or notification system, meaning you will have to go and find the updates manually. This is harder to manage, but typically getting your IT provider involved to assist with regular maintenance of your network is recommended. Priority 9. Antivirus and Sentinel-1 EDR. The Essential 8 recommends antivirus to be deployed. However, you can go one step better. In a layered approach to security, Sentinel-1 Endpoint Detection and Response, or EDR, will help detect and remove malicious applications with the added benefit of giving you enough information for a post-incident review, which is recommended by the federal government. Implement an antivirus to work with the EDR in a layered security effort known as Defense in Depth. All of these are to help with keeping you secure from hacking, malware, and the dreaded ransomware. This is ranked after patching operating systems and applications because for antivirus to work as intended, it assumes you have installed the most recent Windows and Mac updates. Not doing updates may leave holes that even the antivirus won't detect. If antivirus doesn't detect it, EDR will be the backstop to clean up any infection. Priority 10. Web filtering. Use web filtering as a safeguard for the situation where your staff accidentally clicks on a malicious link either from email or a website. We will want to make sure there is a technical control in place so they can't load a malicious website, which is where malware and viruses will typically come from. DNS filtering or web filtering is technology designed to be the last line of defense, just in case the wrong link is clicked on or the wrong website is accessed. The layers of protection are spam filter, antivirus, Sentinel-1 EDR, then web filtering. This will significantly decrease your risk of being infected. Priority 11. Regular dark web scans. For those who aren't following best practices, it is recommended to keep an eye on the dark web either by commissioning a frequent dark web scan or subscribing to a password manager with this feature. This is typically paid per scan or a premium, in other words paid, feature of password managers. If you know what has been leaked on the dark web, you can make arrangements around it. Priority 12. Physical and mobile device security. Physical security is the physical protection of your servers, workstations, laptops, or other assets. You can have all the technical controls in the world installed, but if a hacker can walk in and steal your server, then technical methods won't help you. Keeping your equipment physically secure is just as important as technical security. Priority 13. Dispose of equipment securely. On the same subject as physical security, you need to ensure you're disposing of equipment securely. Just because the computer is in the bin doesn't mean a hacker can't recover your private data. Going hand in hand with secure disposal of computer equipment is full disk encryption. This will ensure your data is not exfiltrated from the lost or disposed of device. Priority 14. Full disk encryption. As mentioned in the last slide, going hand in hand with secure disposal of computer equipment is full disk encryption. This will ensure your data is not exfiltrated from the lost or disposed of device. Most mobile devices have full disk encryption enabled by default, but some computer equipment may need it enabled manually. Priority 15. Restrict administrative privileges. Restricting administrative privileges can be done immediately for your computer, but it can cause some headaches, which is why it is down the list of priorities. Restricting privileges may prevent an attack and will reduce the impact of a hack should you be hacked. If you are on a large network, this can get complicated and expensive to maintain because the administrators will be required when changes occur on the network and workstations. Regular audits of access are necessary to ensure you operate to the least privilege principle. Allowing users just enough access to systems is important to limiting damage from a cyber attack. Priority 16. Share sensitive data securely. You need to ensure you employ secure handling techniques of sensitive client, business, and staff data. Email is not secure and should never be used to share data that is intended to be private. There are a number of products that you can use to share data securely online. Microsoft 365 can share documents securely, and any number of cloud products have the ability to securely share data online. It takes more effort, but you won't be the source of leaked data if you use secure methods. Priority 17. Secure messaging apps. Secure messaging apps are another great way to secure your communications online. There are a number of free apps that support end-to-end encryption, so no one except the intended recipient receives your communications. Priority 18. Use a VPN for remote access. Keep all devices behind a firewall and use VPN technology to access them remotely. These days, it is simply too risky to have your devices exposed to the internet, as we saw in the hacking case studies video. This is only valid for those businesses who host their own servers and have the need to remotely connect to them. There is some infrastructure required and some configuration, thus can be moderately expensive depending on your needs. Priority 19. Social engineering. This is where we start to look at non-technical systems within your business. Social engineering is the use of deception to manipulate individuals into divulging confidential or personal information that may be used for fraudulent purposes. To prevent social engineering attempts, the best method is staff training. If staff are aware of possible social engineering efforts, they will be better positioned to thwart them. This could be email, telephone, or text scams through to face-to-face scammers. Priority 20. Internal procedures. I've bunched a few of these recommendations together because they are about tightening up your internal policies, and it doesn't make sense to prioritize them separately. These are: create a cybersecurity recovery plan and test it frequently, or outsource to a company that can provide recovery services for you. Select suppliers who are diligent with cybersecurity. Ask for their policies on how they handle your data. Test your incident response plan regularly. Document and test an incident plan. You don't want to be testing it when it's actually happening. Do you know who you are letting into your business? Conduct background and police checks of new staff. Priority 21. Knowing data breach reporting obligations. The final piece of internal policy should be knowing if you qualify to report a data breach and how to do it in a timely fashion. Again, this is an internal procedure or policy, not a technical recommendation, so knowing if your business is big enough or compelled to by the Privacy Act of 1988, then you must report any breaches of your network to the government. Understanding your business's compliance obligations for data breach reporting is important because it is an onerous task which must be performed in a timely fashion if you were breached. If you follow all of the tips provided in these videos, you will be well on your way to preventing a data breach. Priority 22. Intrusion detection system. Intrusion detection systems take many forms. However, for a full overview of your internal systems and cloud products, a security information and event management software, or SIEM, is what you need. This product will tell you if there is any suspicious activity that needs to be examined more closely. Loyal IT Solutions recommends the SIEM Perch. Like regular security testing, SIEMs can be expensive, therefore rarely used in small and medium enterprise. But it is essential if you want to have visibility into suspicious activity across your network. Priority 23. Application control. The second last recommendation is application control. Trying to use Windows native application control is a nightmare. You're much better off using a third-party application to perform application control. Airlock is a great program that can either allow or deny applications installation on your network. This gives the administrator granular control over what is installed on your network. I've made this the second lowest priority because it can be expensive, and if you have implemented all other technical controls such as spam filters, antivirus, SentinelOne, web filtering, and removing administrative privileges, then application control is an expensive layer that, whilst it will add an extra layer of protection, it may not be cost effective and the return on investment will be negligible. Priority 24. Regular security testing. The final priority is regular security testing. This is the best way to understand your weaknesses and give you an opportunity to patch security holes. Sadly, this process is rather expensive, and some businesses find it hard to justify. It is the lowest priority because it offers limited value for very small networks. However, if you are running a larger network or have critical custom web services, then this will be bumped up the list. However, viewing this from the viewpoint of 99% of small-medium businesses, this is a nice to have, not a necessity. For the final time, what did we learn? Priorities will be different for every business. The priorities we talked about in this video have had cost and difficulty factored in. They may not be the priority list for your business, so speak to your trusted IT company to develop your defensive strategy. It's never too late to start implementing your security systems. Start with the easy and free stuff, then move on to the more complex items. A little effort today could save you tomorrow. Failing to implement any security could be the reason why your business goes out of business. Thank you for joining me for part 2 of the Perfectly Secure Small-Medium Business. With this video, we wrap up the Cybersecurity Business Connect and Protect Central Coast initiative. It has been an amazing initiative brought to you by Loyal IT Solutions, the Gosford Erina Business Chamber, and the federal government. Over the last 12 months, we have assessed around 80 local and interstate businesses, and you have a comprehensive library of videos and podcasts to help secure your business. Thank you for all of your amazing feedback and interactions on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I won't be going away, so please drop me a line on Twitter if you have any questions about your cybersecurity at cyber_informer. For the final time, stay safe online.
oh yeah, this is the Cyber Informer. Hackers, you going down like, oh yeah, this is the Cyber Informer. Hackers, you going down, yeah.